Good morning. It is great to be with you. Coming up here on GMA, we are all tracking that storm that really did a number for air travel and some of the roads as so many are beginning their holiday travel. And then Dan Abrams is here to break down the fallout from the Jonathan Majors verdict, the actor who has now been dropped from the Marvel Universe. Also, don't miss Ted Lasso star Hannah Waddingham and a stellar performance by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, all live in Times Square.
Ahead in the next hour, GMSA, this time of year can be pricey, so we have some ideas when it comes to planning a holiday dinner without breaking the bank. We're speaking with the Vice President of Enterprise Fraud Management at Randolph Brooks Credit Union on how to wrap up Christmas shopping without getting wrapped into a scam. And nearly 9 million people missed their first student loan payment this fall, but we have some good news for borrowers. As we go to break, let's take a live look at TransGuide. 35 at Space Center, there's 35 at Flores. Things looking pretty good on your early Tuesday morning. You're watching GMSA.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. It's 6 o'clock on your Tuesday, December 19th.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a wonderful Monday, and the weather's been beautiful in the afternoon, but some people with allergies, it's not that fun though.
Oh, the mountain scenery has been a mess around here lately, and let's talk about a mild forecast in the run up to Christmas.
Yeah, it started off feeling a lot like Christmas yesterday, and over the weekend we had those big warm ups, and this morning still on the cool side, but not quite down to where we should be. Then, yeah, it's big 180 basically as we go on into the rest of the week. Beautiful view out there looking off to the east. You can see all the sparkling lights, and we've got very dry air down here at the surface. A little bit of moisture upstairs, though, but would normally allow temperatures to really drop down because they don't have any wind to deal with as well. We're at 35 in comfort. We're at 48 now out there at the airport, but we do have a little bit of some moisture aloft in the atmosphere. This is the water vapor imagery. Remember, a couple of days ago we had those just intensely blue skies because it was really dry upstairs in the atmosphere, and this is translating into a few kind of mid-high level clouds out there, which is acting like a bit of a blanket. So that's what's going to prevent us from getting as cold as what we could get. Talk about allergens. Mountain cedar really shot up yesterday. 3150 on the high side. Mold is low. The updated count is going to be coming out later on this morning. And throughout the rest of today, again, may fluctuate another degree or two this morning, dropping down, and then keep some of those clouds around throughout the day. 62 at noon, making up to 67 later on today, which is on the warm side of things, 3-4 degrees on average above the respective normal high temperature this time of year. Humidity is going to make a return overnight. So what does that mean as far as low temperatures and rain chances? Plus, of course, we take a look ahead to Christmas weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ, still got problems out there?
Yeah, Mike, starting to see things build up a little bit here on your Tuesday morning. Good morning to everyone out there. Thanks for hanging out with us. We're taking a look right now at TransGuide Loop 1604 at State Highway 151 in the SeaWorld area. So TxDOT's reporting a crash out here. This is the closest camera we have to this area. Haven't really seen anything that's indicating any sort of major issues out there right now. But when I look at our maps, we are seeing some sort of traffic buildup. Again, that camera's located further up in that intersection there at 151 and 1604. This crash being reported a little bit further down the road there. Again, the northbound lanes of 151 headed towards 1604, so a little bit past Westover Hills and obviously Wiseman Boulevard. So something we'll continue to monitor as we make our way through your Tuesday morning. Still following this stalled vehicle being reported on the shoulder there in the northbound lanes at Solms Road. So if you are headed out from Cibolo, Schertz area, Selma area up to New Braunfels, just keep this in mind. But it doesn't appear to be causing any major traffic delays at the moment. The rest of the city, things looking pretty good for the most part. Do have a little bit of delays out here in the far east side if you are headed out in the Converse area, but TxDOT not reporting anything right now at the moment out there, but something we'll continue to monitor as we make our way through. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Thank you, RJ. New this morning, San Antonio police say an early morning walk to breakfast ended with a girl shot. So this is a scene from a Denny's at the intersection of Northwest Loop 410 and Culebra Road. Police say 2 girls were walking to the restaurant just after 3 a.m. when a group of girls with masks drove into the parking lot and demanded their belongings. Police say once she refused, the girls shot her. That girl was taken to the hospital. Now, the San Antonio Police Department is not reporting any arrests so far. However, officers say they have an idea of who the suspect is because of an Instagram post.
We have an update to a story we told you about yesterday morning here on GMSA. A 39-year-old convicted child predator back behind bars after escaping a prison over in Brazoria County, south of Houston. Authorities actually found Robert Yancey Jr. in Matagorda County. A man and woman were also arrested for allegedly helping him escape. Yancey's own mother is charged with helping him, and the other man is facing intent to escape charges.
Governor Greg Abbott is signing a new state law making it a crime to illegally enter the state. Senate Bill 3 will send $1.5 billion to continue building barriers along our border with Mexico. Senate Bill 4 gives local law enforcement along the southern border the power to arrest anybody they catch entering the U.S. illegally. Governor Greg Abbott signed both bills into law yesterday in Brownsville.
The authors of the United States Constitution foresaw a situation when the federal government would be inattentive to states that faced challenges at their borders. And in response, they inserted Article 1, Section 10 to the United States Constitution to empower states to take action to defend themselves.
Supporters are praising Abbott's move, saying it provides Texas with another way to protect its southern border. However, others have issues with this new law. 21 Democratic lawmakers wrote a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland expressing, quote, grave concern about Texas Senate Bill 4. Both laws are expected to take effect in March.
Back here in San Antonio, the third installment of our newest series, Know My Neighborhood, is a wrap.
Our crew put the spotlight on one of the most historic neighborhoods. Our Know My Neighborhood team shares what they learned at Dignity Hill.
I'm here with Steve and Daniela Ibarra for our recap of today's Know My Neighborhood, Dignity Hill. And Daniela, you did an awesome story really highlighting the police presence that exists in this neighborhood and how there is such a connection between Officer Carlos Gutierrez and the people who live here. That really showed through in that ride-along you did with him.
Yeah, you could tell he really cares. I mean, he talked to everyone from every walk of life. I know he spent a lot of time with the homeless community, really getting to know them. I remember one thing that really stood out to me is we did this a week after Thanksgiving, and he asked them how their Thanksgiving was and talked about that for quite a while with them.
It's also just the history that is here.
Yeah.
And the fact that, yes, they have great views of downtown, but they're also, like I said in the story, they have a front row seat to some of the problems that we see in our city, that we're dealing with all over the city.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how this neighborhood moves forward because we have seen how it's changed so rapidly in the past couple of years.
There's also a bit of a synchronicity going on here with Know My Neighborhood. We talked to somebody who just moved from the Alamo Ranch neighborhood here to Dignity Hills, and he was surprised that he is paying double the taxes in Dignity that he was paying, I believe it was in Westover Hills, which is very close to Alamo Ranch. So popularity has a price.
Yeah, but people love living here and they really care about the character of this neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Daniela, thank you.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
There's so many
great job.
things we want people to go check out. Every individual story that we did in this episode is on our website. You can do your own deep dive and get to know this neighborhood like we have.
Yeah, we've done Westwood Square, we've done Alamo Ranch, we've done Dignity Hills, and coming up next in January, we go to Harlandale McCollum. That's our next stop in our monthly Know My Neighborhood tour.
Thank you, guys. Excuse me. One of your morning headlines. Pope Francis says Roman Catholic priests can bless same-sex couples. The new Vatican policy aimed at making the Catholic Church more inclusive, but the Church doesn't allow gay marriage. According to the new rule, the blessings can be carried out as long as they aren't a part of regular church rituals. They also can't take place at the same time as a civil union ceremony.
About 40% of student loan borrowers missed their first payment after the pandemic-related pause ended this fall. That comes out to about 9 million borrowers. People who miss payments anytime through September of next year will not be reported to the National Credit Bureaus. However, interest will continue to accrue. The Department of Education encourages those to go to studentaid.gov to plan. We also have the steps on how to repay on our website at ksat.com.
For many students, this is the first week of winter break, so let's take a look at the winter break schedules. Not everybody was off yesterday. These are off from December 18th, yesterday, through January 3rd. That'd be Northside, SAISD, Northeast, Comal, Bernie, and Alamo Heights ISD. From December 18th to January 9th, Randolph Field ISD is also off.
And then December 18th to January 4th, we have Edgewood and Idea Public Schools are on break. December 18th to January 8th, Justin ISD is off. Southside School District is off from December 21st to January 5th and December 22nd to January 8th. East Central ISD is off.
December 22nd to January 9th, South San, Medina Valley, Shirt, Cibolo, Universal City, Fort Sam and Somerset are on break. And listen to this, Southwest ISD, they're not out till next week, but they're out December 25th all the way through January 9th. Again, that's for Southwest ISD.
And happening today, residents in South San Antonio may hear the sounds of bombs exploding this week, but police say not to worry. The bomb squad will be practicing at the San Antonio Police Department Training Academy. This is off of Southeast Loop 410 near 281. Training is happening from 9 this morning to 1 p.m. today and noon to 2 p.m. tomorrow.
6:09 on your Tuesday morning, 48 degrees.
If you're planning a holiday dinner, we have some ideas on how to give your wallet some time off.
Listen up, Apple users. The company taking some of its newest Apple Watches off the market. We'll tell you why after the break.
And looking out there with a live cam, a cold morning to start your day. So if you are still going to school, you'll need a jacket in the morning, but not so much in the afternoon. We'll be right back.
In your morning consumer news, Apple will soon stop selling some of its Apple Watches because of a patent dispute over blood oxygen monitors. The International Trade Commission had ruled that Apple infringed on the patent of a medical technology company. Sales of the Apple Watch Series 9 and Ultra 2 will actually be suspended starting this Thursday.
And YouTube TV is adding a shortcut to help users switch back and forth between channels. A long press of the OK or select buttons on your remote will work the same as the last channel button on a remote control. So it helps deal with the fact that YouTube TV doesn't use channel numbers.
And TikTok has upgraded its app for users of tablets and foldable devices. According to the company, the app is now better suited for larger screens so viewers can experience a clear feed. And the app's navigation bar is now at the top and bottom of the screen.
And if you're traveling, let's go ahead and look at FlightAware's Misery travel map. And it doesn't look as bad as yesterday.
Right. Yep. We still have a few problems, but it's on both coasts, West Coast, East Coast. So do check ahead if you are flying out today or expecting visitors here in San Antonio. Our airport looks great.
Yes. And time now, 6:14. Let's check the roads with RJ.
Yeah, guys, not too much misery on the roads right now, but we are starting to see a little things develop here near the SeaWorld area. Starting to see a little bit of flashing lights and activity here. There was a reported crash over here northbound of 151 headed towards 1604. So I've been following this over the past couple of minutes or so. Again, not really causing any major backups right now, but let's show our maps and see exactly what we're looking at here. So again, this is going to be traffic going northbound from 151 if you're headed over from Westover Hills, Wiseman Boulevard. May be able to run into some of this traffic as you try and get onto 1604. Maybe you have to head up to Culebra Road right there, but something that we're going to continue to monitor as we make our way through our 6 o'clock hour. The rest of the city, things looking okay for the most part. We still have that stalled vehicle if you are headed up to New Braunfels. That's I-35 and Somme, so around the Schwab Engel area. So if you're out in Cibolo, Schertz, Selma, if you have to head up to New Braunfels, just keep that in mind. That is going to be out there, but not causing any major delays right now. And we've been talking about this. Obviously, we have a lot of people doing some holiday shopping over the next couple of days, myself included. I've procrastinated, so I'm going to have to be hitting up some of these retail shops a little bit later. But we have these turnaround closures going on 1604, both directions, La Cantera Parkway and John Peace Boulevard.
You're going to be parked at that gift card center at HEB looking at all the different categories.
Gift lists for us?
I might need some.
He already went to Buc-ee's for our gift.
Well,
yeah, Buc-ee's is probably going to.
I thought something along with the beaver nugget. So.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey, something to watch out for. This just happened to me. I don't know if this was just random or what, or if it's a new attempt at a scam. You know how you get text messages saying, "Hey, your delivery's delayed" or something like that. I got one yesterday. All of a sudden, the text said, "Oh, hey, is this Amy's phone?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've gotten that one? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, hello, or are we playing golf tomorrow? And your tendency would be to I think you have the wrong number. Just don't respond.
Yeah.
Don't even, especially with text, because you can't, unlike an email, just look at it, just delete the thing. So.
Sure.
All right, Christmas. Here's what it has looked like, if you recall, over the past few years. Last year, 22 degrees on Christmas morning, got up to 50 in the afternoon. And then a couple of years before, it looks like it almost alternates each and every year, whether it's going to be cold and or warm. Back in 2021, up to 77 in the afternoon. But of course, prior to that, right around freezing. And then the hottest was back in 2016, at least of the past 7 years. The hottest was on 2016 when we got up to 80 in the afternoon. We're not going to be up to 80, but we are going to be in the range of the 70s for high temperatures, and low temperatures sure ain't going to be a repeat of last year, I'll tell you that. All right, as far as looking outside with this KSAT Connect picture, somebody was having dinner up there at the Chart House, top of the Tower of the Americas. Beautiful view of the city. Great shot there. Thank you very much for that. And we're not seeing, not quite a glow yet of the sunrise. It's going to be about another hour or so till it comes up. 48 degrees right now here in town. Definitely jacket weather, and up in the hill country, but not down to normal. Not as cold as what we were yesterday. We got down to 41 yesterday, right at the normal low temperature. So milder this morning, just because we got that little bit of cloud cover out there. We do have very, very dry air in place, but that is going to be replaced by humidity overnight. And with that humidity coming back in here tomorrow morning, we're probably going to see a little bit of drizzle, maybe a patch of fog tomorrow morning, and then that humidity is just going to continue to get pumped on in here throughout the course of the next few days. So bottom out 46, keep some clouds around throughout the day, mixture of clouds and sun. We'll call it that. 62 for a high, at noon, and then 67 for a high temperature. All right, then we go into the next few days, 70s throughout the rest of the week. Nowhere near as cool in the mornings, thanks to all that humidity and some extra clouds around here. Some mist and drizzle tomorrow. Chance of rain Thursday. A little bit better chance of rain Friday. Still a shower or two, perhaps Sunday, or Saturday, then a slightly better shot at some rain on Sunday. There could be a leftover Monday. I'm kind of leaning against that, but it will definitely be on the warm side for Christmas.
All right, but hopefully not too much on Monday as far as the rain goes.
Yeah, right now it's looking like we'd see a better shot at rain on Sunday, and then that would be pushing on out of here by Monday, and then another chance of rain coming in on Tuesday.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
I don't remember it being so cold last year, but I can't remember what we did last week, so it doesn't matter.
True.
It was.
It's 619, 48 degrees.
Well, could Chick-fil-A start being open on Sundays? Well, that would be a Christmas miracle, but one state might just have it happen. That's after the break.
COPD hasn't been pretty. It's tough to breathe and tough to keep wondering if this is as good as it gets. But Trelegy has shown me that there's still beauty and breath to be had. Because with 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps my airways open and prevents future flare-ups. And with 1 dose a day, Trelegy improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Watts Daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful.
Welcome back. Chick-fil-A fans know the chicken chain is closed on Sundays, but now a bill's been introduced that could affect Chick-fil-A locations along rest stops along I-90 in New York State. The new bill would, quote, require food services at transportation facilities and rest areas owned and operated by certain public authorities to remain open 7 days a week. So far, no comment from Chick-fil-A.
That would be interesting. Holiday dinner costs can add up quickly, but with a bit of planning, you can still host an unforgettable feast without going over your budget.
In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan has 5 ideas for frugal yet festive holiday dinner.
'Tis that time again. Let the holiday feasting begin. But be mindful to avoid a holiday hangover when it comes to your spending.
Many of us overspend during the holiday season because we don't go into the holiday season with any kind of spending plan at all.
According to a survey by the National Retail Federation, consumers celebrating the winter holidays are budgeting more than $250 on seasonal food, candy, and decor alone. If you're hosting, Jessica Allen from Living Well Spending Well has these 5 holiday money-saving tips. 1. Decide on a holiday budget.
This is the amount of money that we're going to spend. And then from there, you can start portioning out that budget into different categories.
2. Pare down the dinner. Reevaluate the menu for the celebration and make changes to trim costs.
Is there a tradition that you tend to spend money and time on that gives you stress and anxiety rather than peace and fulfillment and joy? Just because you've done something before doesn't mean that you have to do it again.
3. Go potluck. Consider asking your guests to bring side dishes or desserts to spread the cost. 4. Start buying dinner ingredients early to avoid last-minute impulsive purchases.
You're going to enjoy your holiday season so much more if you can do the prep work early and ahead of time.
And finally, when it comes to decor, keep it simple and reuse items.
Repurpose, repurpose, repurpose. Use what you have.
For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
And the time now, 6:25 and 48 degrees for now.
Do you have some last-minute gifts to buy? Stick with us next half hour as we hear from Vice President of Enterprise Fraud Management at Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union on how to finish shopping without running into scammers.
And time is running out to use those FSA funds. After the break, we're going to have some ideas on how to use them.
And good morning to you at 6:30 on your Tuesday, December 19th.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a good week so far. Mike is over here making me laugh.
I didn't do anything.
Yes.
I'm just standing here. So we've got a beautiful view of the sunrise, which is going to be popping over the horizon in just about 50 minutes or so. But notice also there's that orange glow, little bit of some cloud cover hanging around here. And so that's what's helped to keep temperatures from getting as cold as even where we were yesterday. We're at 48 degrees right now. So we still have very dry air in place, light or no wind, but we don't have the third ingredient, which would be clear skies. So those clouds are acting like that little bit of a blanket out there. It is very chilly in the hill country. 36 at Comfort, 37 at Bernie, and 39 right now in Bulverde. Most everybody else is in the 40s and even 51 degrees right now at Stinson. Still obviously jacket weather. Eyes scratchy, sneezing a little bit. That may be the reason why. Mountain Cedar really went up yesterday. 31.50 on the high side. Mold is low. Updated count's going to come out in a little bit later on this morning, hour, 2 hours or so. Partly cloudy, upper 60s today. So sort of a mixture of sunshine and clouds today. Then the humidity comes back in here overnight. So that's going to lead to a little bit of drizzle tomorrow morning, plenty of clouds, and 70 for a high temperature tomorrow. Get used to seeing that number, temperatures highs in the 70s. Then we have a little bit better chance for some rain going into the rest of the week. Warm and humid. Especially as far as rain chances, small shot on Thursday, a little bit better Friday, then again on Sunday, and it's going to be very warm this weekend. We'll be still looking at 70 for Christmas Day and a couple of showers here. I think the better chance of rain, though, is going to be on Sunday as opposed to on Christmas Day. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. We've had more to talk about this morning. Still the case?
Yeah, definitely have, Mike. Yeah, it's been a little bit busier today considering, we have most of our major school districts out for the holiday break. But still, we have a stalled vehicle being reported here. And you can see the southbound lanes of 410 at Old Pearsall Road, and you see an interesting reflection there from the TransGuide sign. But you see that vehicle there off to the shoulder in the left-handed lane. Now, traffic is still getting through this area, so that is good news. Kind of show you this on our maps a little bit. So again, traffic, if you're heading southbound there, Loop 410, just keep this in mind. You're going to probably run into this stalled vehicle if you were headed out at any point in time right now there on the southwest side. The rest of the city, actually, this may have already cleared up. I'm going to check this here in just a bit, but we had a crash being reported there in the northbound lanes of 151, Loop 1604, but I believe TxDOT maybe has cleared this up, so that is good news there for our drivers around the SeaWorld area. The rest of the city, things looking okay right now. Northbound I-35, as you head towards New Braunfels, we have a stalled vehicle in that area there as well. But I was just checking TransGuide right now. Looks like we may have something on 90 at 35. So I'll continue to update you guys and give you more information as we get it this morning. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
RJ, thank you. Now to breaking news. A vacant house has had dozens of visitors. San Antonio firefighters, some of them are still out there after putting out a fire in that house.
Katrina Weber is also there in the 100 block of South Mesquite. That's not far from the Alamo Dome. And Katrina, what have you found out?
Yeah, just as you said, it was a vacant house. That fire is out now. Now, at one point, we had about a dozen fire units here. Some of them have left, but many still here. The question is how this fire started. Firefighters tell us they got the call before 6 o'clock this morning, saw smoke pouring out of the front door, although everything, the doors, the windows, all were boarded up. They're not sure how this fire started. It looks like they say that this house was undergoing some sort of renovations. Those are brand new windows right there. And so they're not sure if this might have been related to something that was some work that was being done on the house or if someone possibly started this fire. But they say, again, it doesn't look like anyone got inside because all the boards were still in place. Now, they say that there was no sheetrock or anything inside the house. It's stripped down to the studs, basically. So there wasn't a whole lot to burn. Firefighters were able to quickly put out this fire, keep it from spreading to any of the occupied homes in this neighborhood. But the work, you can see a fire investigator right there, their work now starting to try to figure out exactly how this started. Reporting live on the east side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. The end of the year is almost here, and that means your FSA funds are about to run out. So FSA funds are employee-sponsored health benefits that are tax advantaged.
It's a great way to save on taxes and pay for qualified medical expenses with tax-free dollars.
The funds contribute to pre-tax dollars to pay for qualified medical expenses like prescription glasses, medications, contacts, hearing products, acne treatment, and much more.
You typically have a year to use the funds in your account. And so if you don't use those funds, the money goes back to your employer.
If you are interested in enrolling in FSA funds, you can talk to your employer's Human Resources Department to see if they're offered. The maximum FSA contribution for 2024 is $3,200 per person.
80 Morning Headlines as the White House and Congress attempt to come to terms on border security issues. Another immigration-related battle is brewing right here in Texas.
CNN's John Lawrence explains that bill's Governor Greg Abbott signed yesterday.
By putting pen to paper, Texas Governor Greg Abbott signs a new state law making it a crime to illegally enter the state.
The only thing we are doing by this law is making sure that our law enforcement have the tools they need to actually take action against those who are actually coming across the border illegally.
The measure, SB 4, gives local law officials the ability to arrest migrants who are trying to sneak into the Lone Star State.
As the National Guard see, as the Texas Department of Public Safety see, they know that they're not profiling. They are seeing with their own eyes people who are violating the law.
Supporters are praising Abbott's move, saying it provides Texas with another way to protect its southern border. But others have issues with this new law, which is expected to go into effect in March.
The problem is that local law enforcement don't have the training to enforce immigration law. So, of course, there could be some errors that could be done because they just don't get that training.
21 Democratic lawmakers wrote a letter to Attorney General Merrick Garland expressing, quote, grave concern about Texas Senate Bill 4.
I do support stricter policies, but at the same time, not to the extreme where you don't allow the rights of the immigrants to claim asylum.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
And an update to a story that we told you over the weekend. The ACLU is threatening to sue Governor Abbott over Senate Bill 4, which the group is calling one of the most anti-immigrant bills ever passed by a state.
CNN has learned the FAA plans to address ongoing issues with air traffic controllers. The agency is expected to announce this week it'll convene a special panel to review the impact of the overtaxed workforce is having on safety. The move comes after a string of near collisions involving commercial flights on or near the runways of major airports this year. It's estimated the agency has a shortage of more than 3,000 controllers. That has forced the current staff to work extra days in a week and, of course, longer hours.
Tonight's jackpot would help with gifts and holiday travel. That prize is estimated at $543 million. No one has won that big pot since October 11th. That marks the fourth time it has risen above $500 million this year. So your odds of winning it are 1 in 292 million per $2 ticket, but someone has to win.
So that's Powerball, right?
That's, yes.
Okay, and the latest is actually $572 million, and the drawing is tomorrow night. Right now, 6:37, 48 degrees.
Speaking of those lotto numbers, let's look at these. Pick 3, 304, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 2347, Fireball 8.
And your cash 5 numbers 1, 5, 13, 25, 35, Texas 2-step 11, 14, 15, 17, the bonus ball of 25. And the numbers for last night's drawing, that's the one, 5, 8, 19, 34, 39, Powerball 26, Power Play 3.
Also after the break, the Vice President of Enterprise Fraud Management at Randolph Brooks Federal Credit Union will join us to talk about the red flags to look out for with scammers the closer we get to Christmas.
Christmas, obviously less than a week away, and many are rushing to get those last-minute items, but it's also time when crooks may be looking to take advantage of people's urgency to get shopping and errands done on time.
Joining us this morning to talk about this is Brian Munster-Tiger, who is the Vice President of Enterprise Fraud Management at RBFCU. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
Well, thanks for joining us. We have a couple of things to ask you. So, first of all, what are some of the things to look out for when making those last-minute purchases online?
Yeah, when you're making purchases online, you just want to make sure that you know the company that you're shopping with. Might sound obvious, but a lot of people, when you're scrolling through social media or you get emails that you think are legitimate, it's really easy to click on a link and you see something that maybe seems too good to be true. Well, it probably is, and you need to be really careful of where you're spending your money and making sure that you know who the person you're sending money to on the other end is. Especially if you're using, money transfer apps and sending money that way, you definitely want to make sure you know who you're sending money to.
How can we tell if that text message from the bank is real?
Yeah, great question. This is something that is growing like crazy, whether it's a text message or an email. The phishing texts where fraudsters are sending text messages trying to get you to click on a link. One of the largest red flags is looking at the number that the text message is coming from. If it's a full phone number, that's a huge red flag. If it's a full 10-digit number, most legitimate reputable companies are going to send messages like that from a short code, which is like the 5-digit code that I'm sure you've seen from whether it be your financial institution or like your doctor's office, something like that. It's going to come from a short code, not from a full 10-digit number. Another thing is, looking for spelling errors, grammar errors, and then the link itself. Number one, most times your financial institution or another reputable company is not going to send a link at all. And if they do, the link is not going to be, it's going to match the source of the text, right? So if a text is coming from RBFCU, but the URL is completely different, it's, a bunch of jumbled letters and numbers, that's a huge red flag that something's wrong.
And I know those are red flags for text messages. Same thing applies for emails, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. Look at the source of the email, the domain, make sure that, if it's coming from RBFCU or FedEx or UPS, something like that, that the domain actually matches that. And they can be tricky. Sometimes they'll just use one letter off to try to make it seem like it's coming from the true source of the message. But if you spend some time actually looking at it, you can usually spot the red flags.
Now, people should also continue to be aware of scams from groups claiming to be charitable foundations who may be pulling at our heartstrings this time of year, right?
Yeah, you got it. This time of year, it's definitely something they'll take advantage of. And just in general, that's what fraudsters do. They take advantage of whatever's going on. And this time of year, with it being the holidays, a lot of us are looking to donate, which is fantastic. But again, kind of going back to the shopping, just make sure that you know who you're giving money to. If you're clicking on a link from an email, or especially from a social media post that you don't, from an ad or something like that, that potentially could be a source that is a fraudster and not necessarily a charity. So if you want to donate, do the work to make sure you're seeking out the place that you want to donate to, and you're doing the work and not just clicking a link that you received in an ad or an email, something like that.
All right, very good reminders. Thank you, Brian Munster-Tiger from RBFCU, for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Brian. Okay, let's go straight to RJ for an update on our Tuesday morning commute.
All right, guys, starting to see a couple of things pop up on our radar here. We have a stalled vehicle there, 90 eastbound at 35. You see this is a 35 exit right now. This is off to the shoulder, so traffic is still getting through. I saw a Hero vehicle out there, a TxDOT Hero vehicle, and then they have left for now, but hopefully they can get this cleared out here in just a bit. As we go to the far north side, we have eastbound lanes here of Loop 1604, stalled vehicle at Blanco Road, so our drivers that are going to be headed out to Sonterra or the Stone Oak Parkway or headed towards 281. Something to keep in mind out there. One more quick look at TransGuide. We have this going on there, 90 eastbound, and then we have, of course, 410 south at Old Pearsall Road. Still a vehicle stalled on the side of the road there. Again, southbound 410 at Old Pearsall Road. All right, Mike, how are things looking outside?
Not too bad. Obviously, great view on that live cam shot over there. You can see just a couple of clouds hanging around here. By the way, obviously you want to put out cookies and milk for Santa Claus, but if you maybe run out of that, you can always go buy Whataburger. Yeah, Santa Claus is getting some Whataburger there. Wonder what he eats. Gets a Whataburger. So. Okay, I like
patty melt.
Patty melt?
Yeah.
That is a good sandwich.
Yeah.
All right, once again, beautiful view. I mean, it almost looks like a painting out there. Some of those clouds hanging around here, that has helped to keep temperatures from getting as cold as what we could get. Even though we're in the upper 40s right now, we're still well above normal. And we'll have sort of a mixture in sunshine and clouds throughout the day. Going to make it up to 62 at noon, and then a high temperature today up to 67. So we'll be averaging 3-4 degrees above normal all around the area once again today. And then the clouds are going to start to increase as we go on into the overnight hours as well as tomorrow. So here's a satellite picture and some of those clouds coming in here from the west and southwest. Now, as far as the rest of the country, if you're doing any traveling today out there to the west coast and the northwest, yeah, we get some rain over there, and there is a little bit of lake effect snow still here off the lee of Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, but that big system that caused all the delays yesterday in the northeast has moved on out. Still maybe a couple of delays around Boston, but other than that, traveling is not too bad, and that's going to be the situation the next couple of days. No big storm systems to hamper any traveling the next couple of days. Now, what we are looking at is that low off there along the west coast. That is, well, once again, it's one of those cutoff lows. And think back even a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago, those lows that looked like they were going to do something and then they kind of get a mind of their own. But what's going to be happening in the next few days, we really have this predominant southwesterly flow. That's going to keep things definitely on the warm side. We get a lot more moisture coming on in here. Humidity goes up. That keeps the low temperatures up. Then as that low moves in, it will send bits of energy in here. So we will have a chance of rain Thursday, a little bit better chance of rain Friday. I think kind of a lull in the action on Saturday. And then notice how this thing just sort of dances around. Another somewhat better shot at some rain on Sunday. And then by Monday, I think the rain chances are kind of moving on out of here as of right now. This is still, 4 or 5 days away going into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, so things can change by then. Then that low is going to pull a front through here. It looks like by midweek next week, and that will bring in some cooler air. But until then, this is definitely going to be the coolest morning of the next 7 days. We're in the 40s right now, but 50s all the way in through 50s and 60s for low temperatures all the way in through the weekend. We will have the rain chance Thursday. Yeah, winter begins actually Thursday night. Friday, 70, starting off at 60, mid-70s over the weekend. And as of right now, very small chance of rain, but 70 on Christmas Day. So as far as Christmas Eve and maybe services in the evening, we'll have to watch out for some rain for that.
We will look out for it. Thank you, Mike.
649, 48 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Hey everyone, happy holidays. I want to test out my KSAT colleagues' knowledge of Christmas carols and their lyrics. So I got my fancy tuner fork. Let's go. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la, 'tis the season
to be jolly.
Yes, you got it. Fa la 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 la, Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la, troll the
Ancient Yuletide Carol.
Yuletide Carol.
Yuletide Carol.
Did it.
Ooh! You got it! La 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 la.
Good Tuesday morning. It is great to be with you. Coming up here on GMA, we are all tracking that storm that really did a number for air travel and some of the roads as so many are beginning their holiday travel. And then Dan Abrams is here to break down the fallout from the Jonathan Majors verdict, the actor who has now been dropped from the Marvel Universe. Also, don't miss Ted Lasso star Hannah Waddingham and a stellar performance by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, all live in Times Square.
Before you go, a rescue shelter in Von Army has reached capacity and needs people to foster pets just for the next few weeks. God's Dogs Rescue and Shelter is launching a campaign now through January 3rd. The best part, foster families don't have to pay for pet supplies.
Great trained, great with other dogs, great with everybody. She's just a happy-go-lucky little dog. She's perfect for a holiday takeover.
Foster families will get crates, food bowls, pee pads, toys, and even clothes for the pets. Look for this story on God's Dogs Rescue on our website.
And San Antonio Pets Alive is running low on canned chicken formula, paper towels, laundry detergent, dish soap, and toys for dogs. If you're able to donate, they're open from noon to 6 any day this week at either location on Marbuck Road or Highway 151.
All right, it's about 5 minutes till right now on your Tuesday, 48 degrees.
Check back with RJ Marcus.
All right, guys, just following a couple of smaller things throughout the city, and TransGuide actually moved the camera right now, but these are southbound lanes of Loop 410 and Old Pearsall Road. Further down the road, we have a stalled vehicle that's still there on the left-hand shoulder. So again, southbound lanes right now, again, not causing any major traffic delays. We're going to stay on our TransGuide cameras here, and we still have this stalled vehicle with the hazard lights on there. These are the eastbound lanes of US 90 right there at that I-35 exit. Maps are showing a little bit of a delay there, but you could see traffic still moving through the area at the moment. So that's good news. We'll give you one more look throughout the rest of the city here. 37 Houston, traffic moving pretty good in that area. 37 Hackberry as well. So good news if you're headed out right now throughout the city of San Antonio. Mike?
And absolutely gorgeous view on live cam. Got a couple of clouds hanging around here. It is going to be a spectacular sunrise. You can see that nice reddish tinge to the bottom side of those clouds. 48 degrees here in town, so we are on the above normal side. Still obviously jacket weather. 30s in parts of the hill country. We are going to be getting up into the low 60s at noon. 67 high temperatures, so we'll gain about 20 from where we are right now. Again, mixture of sunshine and clouds, and then humidity comes back in here overnight, so we'll probably be dealing with some mist drizzle tomorrow morning. A lot more in the way of clouds. Very mild all the way through the weekend. Some rain chances Thursday, Friday, Sunday. I think are the best days to see any rain around here, and very warm on Christmas.
All right, a San Antonio Christmas.
Indeed.
Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day. Good Morning America is next.